what's going on? So, a lot of people are asking, like, what I do or like my workout plan. I was gonna put this up anyways, just to give you guys knowledge. So basically, when I started working out, I did the bro split, like the chest, back, arms, that kind of shit, right? Then I moved to push pull legs, and then I started doing upper and lower body. And like as I started to what's it called? You know, progress, keep moving forward. I noticed that, you know, I perform better. I just feel better when I'm doing when I don't split my muscles up, right? And that also has to do with, I guess it's like fatigue management as well. So basically, what I'm imagine if you have a chest day, right, and you do 10 sets of chest, right, that day, then you the next day you do back 10 sets, right? Instead of doing that, and then you do the other muscles instead. What I do is I do 2 sets of chest on like Monday, for example, then 2 sets Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? And then I also do 2 sets of back each one of those days, and then shoulders 2 sets, legs 2 sets, basically full body every single day, 5 6 days a week, right? And now let me now you're gonna be like, oh, that's not good. You don't have enough time to rest. This, that, the bro sciences, all that. So I'm gonna destroy all these stupid false claims, right? First of all, from experience, this worked. This works for me, and I actually found I got bigger from this. And I stopped it for a while, not because it was a like it was bad or anything. I just stopped because the gym closed and the quarantine and all that shit. But now I'm getting back to it. I'm trying to like get back to it, and it's easier for me to get back to it. And right now, like like you may think I've been working out, but I haven't. I've been working out 2 3 times a week. I haven't been doing. I've just been doing a couple pull-ups and push-ups and shit like that. It wasn't like serious. Now I'm getting back to it seriously. I'm trying to, and this pro like what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be get me hopefully bigger and stronger, leaner, all that stuff. But right now, this I've just been doing a couple pull-ups every day and push-ups every day, and I've just easily maintained. And the other thing is people are like, you don't have enough rest, right? Well, first of all, how is it better to, for example, you're hitting chest, right? And you let's say you do 4 or 5 sets of chest, then your chest is already hurting, the muscles are already damaged. How is it better to instead of taking a break, going home, eating, letting it recover, then coming back the next day and doing it? Instead, how is it better to just keep pushing it and keep damaging it even more? I like, you know what I mean? If you think about it logically, it doesn't make sense that way. And there's also this thing. It's if you go over a certain amount of sets, it's around 5 to 10 sets, right? If you do more than around 5 to 10 sets per muscle group per day, it's goes to junk sets. Basically, they're more causing more harm than good. Like you're damaging the muscles already to try and rebuild them later. But if you do more than 10, or even 5 sets sometimes in one day, right, you're damaging it even more, and that's not going to help you get it bigger. It's just going to decrease the recovery time, or increase the recovery time, sorry, needed, and it's going to be sore, and that feeling, you're like, oh, it's so good, it's sore. It's just, you don't really always need to be sore like that, and you're not going to feel good. You're going to feel, you know what I mean, and you're not going to get as strong as fast. And that's the first thing, right? Your recovery is better with this because you do 2 sets of chest. Let's say, like I do 2 sets of chest on Monday, then I'm good, get a good chest bump, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every single day I'm doing it, and I get full rest, so I come back at 100%, and I'm not turning it more into junk sets, right? And the other thing is volume and fatigue management. Those are the two important things. So basically, you have to get 10 to 20 sets per muscle group per week to have it grow. More than 20 sets per week is too much. Less is good enough to maintain, but not enough to build muscle, right? So 10 to 20 to build, right? Around 5 to just maintain, but 10 to 20 to build. So basically, if you want to build muscle, you have to do at least 10 sets a week, right? So instead of doing 10 sets of chest on Monday, you could do 2 sets of chest Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Boom. Already 5 days, you already hit 10 sets. that week. It's the same amount of volume. You're not doing less. You're doing the same amount of volume, except the only thing that changes is basically your fatigue management. So if on Monday you do 10 sets of chest, right, after 4 sets, first of all, like I said, the junk sets, and even without that, right, you're going to be tired and you're not going to be able to perform at 100%. When you get the 8th, ninth, even 10th set of your chest, you're going to be like, you can't move, right? Whereas if you do it every single day, you come in at 100%, like, what's it called? You push that exercise at 100% Monday, 2 sets, you do chest, they're rested fully, energy, like your chest is fully like powerful. You do the chest workout, 2 sets, then you're done. Then the next day it's ready, it's 100%, and you do it, do it, do it. So then instead of and by the way, like this is important because the way to get stronger is to push past that boundary, and you got to be at 100%, right? You can't get stronger if you're feeling weak that day, if you're not gonna be at 100%, right? So if you're at 100% every day and you do like those sets every day, you're gonna be at 100% doing that muscle group, right? You're gonna get stronger every single time because you're gonna be at 100%. You're gonna be able to lift more every time or do more every time, and you're gonna be getting stronger, and that means you're gonna be getting bigger, right? And obviously, with the right nutrition, I'm gonna put another video about that. But the right nutrition, you're gonna be getting bigger. Whereas if you do it all in one day, after 3 or 4 sets, you're gonna be tired, and then those sets, you're just doing it like, and it's not helping. You're at like what 60%. You're not going 100%. Like I said, if this is your cap, the cap of your strength, right? You want to be here, to like push past it, right? If you're here and you're working out, you're not gonna push past it. But every day, if you're here, push past it, push past it. That's why I do it every single day, and that's how that's from my experience. And let me tell you the science behind it. Ready? The science shows that uh, um, frequency training, right? High frequency training. So if you don't know what frequency is, it's the more times you train your muscle per week, right? It's the same amount of volume and sets. So it's basically you're still doing 10 sets or 20 or however many sets that week. You're just spreading it out over time, right? Studies show that the frequency doesn't matter, right? In fact, it's actually better if you do it more because, like I said, the junk sets, you'll be avoiding those. Your recovery will be better because there'll be a rebound effect, and your body will get used to it, be like, oh, okay, and you'll get better. You're gonna burn more fat this way too, because full body training, this is science also, you burn more fat that way because you're engaging more muscles to cause your like your body to be like, oh, we need to get muscle, the fat here for energy, the fat here for energy. Or instead, if it's just one place, the fat here for energy, then oh yeah, I mean we already sent it there. Whereas you send it here, oh, send it here, send it here, you burn more fat, and it's a I mean that's just also the science behind it too. So you burn more fat, avoid junk sets, increase recovery. That's 3 things. The fourth thing, what was I saying? I said I was talking too much. The fourth thing, increase recovery, decrease the amount of junk sets. Yeah, your strength will go up too by doing this, and then also in turn, your muscle size will increase, right? Yeah, I was gonna say the science behind it. Frequency training, um, like the high, like what's it called? It's actually shown to be there's no difference, or the higher frequency training is better because of the muscle protein synthesis, right? And although it's like it goes from no difference or it's just better. So you're not going to lose anything at all doing this. In fact, you're actually going to be better off doing it. And trust me, I know. And if you're desperate, you should try. You should do it, and you should stay with this, right? And muscle protein synthesis, basically, right? If you hit chest, it goes up, and then you wait a whole week, it's already back down, and then you go like this. Whereas if you hit chest that day, boom, you hit chest the next day, boom, then you're in a constant state of muscle protein synthesis. That's also the other thing, right? And although the studies are very small about it, experts have said that like it's either it's either very minuscule or like it's a small amount or no, it's both the same. So you're not losing anything at all, like I said. But I thought I'd say that. And the main thing I was gonna say is you don't have to do this, right? this is just what I do. People ask me what I do and what I think you should do. This is what I do. This is what I think you should do. It's the best thing. I think it's the best thing. We're humans. We're naturally built. We're not supposed to split doing arms and then chest and then back. You're supposed to do everything one time, and this way you'll build more strength because you're gonna be doing more whole body movements, right? And basically, yeah, it's just better that way. And there were studies that shown, like one study for example, there were multiple, and they all have very similar results. One study that's shown that there were two groups of powerlifters, and it's called the Norwegian, I don't know, Norwegian full body study, something like that. But two groups of powerlifters, they both trained for 15 weeks, right? They both trained for 15 weeks, same intensity, same volume per week, right? They did the same amount of sets per week, except one group did 3 times a week full body, and the other group did 6 times a week full body. And they found that the group that did 3 times per week full body, they increased their strength by 5%, and the group that did 6 times per week full body, they increased their strength by 10%. So they doubled their strength in the same amount of time, the same amount of volume per week, and the same intensity. But they just change their training style. Instead of doing more in one day, or they basically spread out their volume to, like, you know what I mean. Instead of doing all more in one day, you spread it out over the week, so you go at it 100%. And that's basically what I do. And if you want me, if you need like a kind of a guide to it, this is what I do. And I'm not perfect. You can do whatever you want, But I do um, two, or like, so basically, but you can do however many sets you want, but 10 to 20 sets per week is for muscle growth, right? And good sets I'm talking about. I'm not talking about some lazy bullshit sets, right? But basically, I do 3 sets for back, right? First, and then 3 sets for chest, then 3 sets for legs, right? What's it called? Actually, I do 4 sets for legs. Two sets of pistol squats, one-legged squats, and then 2 sets to get your posterior chain, your hamstrings. Like I do bridges or deadlifts or something like that. And then after that, I do shoulders 3 sets, right? And whatever that might be, if you wanna, whatever area you wanna get, right? And then after that, I do arms, like one. You don't need, like, I just do 1 set for arms every single day. That's it, right? And then uh, calves, and abs I do in between my the rests. So when I'm resting, I do abs, or I mean when I'm resting, I do calves. So to save some time. So basically, over the week, and I do it 5 to 6 days, even 7 days. Like, it. You're gonna think, oh, I need more rest. If your body doesn't feel, like at first the first week or two you're gonna feel sore. Then, and that's how I was. Then you're gonna have this rebound effect where you're not even gonna be sore, and you're gonna feel like you can do more. So basically, I do like 1 or 2 sets for arms a week, and basically for arm training, you don't need as many sets, because when you're doing back and chest, you're gonna hit your biceps and triceps and your forearms anyway. So I do 6 to 12 sets of arms per week. That's to build muscle. If you want to maintain, you do at least 3, or at most you do 3 to maintain. But 6 to 12 sets for arms per week is to build muscle. So once set a day for 6 days, you'll build muscle that way, right? And then for shoulders, for chest, for back, for your legs, 10 to 20, right? That's because the bigger muscles, right? Just the biceps and triceps, because when you're doing pull-ups and push-ups anyway, or like back and chest anyway, you're gonna hit them anyway. So, you know what I mean? And most people don't, like when I started, I didn't even focus on my arms, but they just got bigger from the pull-ups and push-ups. And then you start doing all those other exercises I talked about. So that's basically what I do, and that's the gist of it. And oh yeah, one more thing. This is also important. I'm talking for a while, but this is all good information. Um, Everything works, but nothing works forever, right? That's the saying, right? So it's like your muscles. If your muscles are comfortable with the training, then you're not gonna build them, because if they're comfortable, they're gonna say, "Oh, we don't need to overcompensate because they're not being damaged." You need to get uncomfortable training in, like I'm not saying hurt yourself. I'm saying like heavy or like different training styles, right? So basically, people say, oh, you have to keep switching. You have to do push pull legs for a month, and then when that slows down, your muscles are used to it. Then you got to do the bro split. Then you got to do a full body. Then you got to do upper body. No, that's all BS, right? It's true. You have to change how you train to keep your muscles guessing, but that's not the way to do it. You do this full body program training, right? And also you're gonna notice that instead of having like um, one dedicated leg day where you go in and you don't want to do it, if you do just 2 sets every day, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I can do this. You'll actually notice the muscles you don't really hit, you're gonna be hitting, you're gonna be getting bigger. And also, a leg day is very taxing on your body, and you won't be able to hit like chest the next day because your nervous system's so damaged. But if you do 2 sets every single day, it's not as taxing as at all. In fact, like I said, your body will recover. But what I said, you don't need to change the to other training styles, right? For me, I'm never changing from this style. I'm gonna keep doing full body because it works. And you're gonna ask, oh, but shouldn't you keep switching to keep your muscles guessing? I'm like, yeah, but you don't need to do it switching training styles. What you need to do is um, do it with, what was it called? There are 3 ways to build muscle, right? What the first of 3 is progressive overload, and that's what everyone like is doing now. Basically, if you bench 200 and then 225 or 205 the next time, then 210, that's progressive overload. You're making it heavier, or you do 10 pull-ups, then you do 11, then 12. Progressive overload. You're doing more. That's basically the regular style of training. But when that wears off, right, you're gonna notice that like if your gains slow down and because you keep doing that one style of training, if you switch from like for example you're doing the bro split and you're doing progressive overload and your gains slow down, if you switch to push pull legs, your gains aren't gonna increase automatically. For 2 3 days you're gonna be good, then it's gonna plateau again. No, you keep whatever training program or you want works for you, but change the way like change the way you train. Like progressive overload is the first of 3 ways to build muscle, and that's what you're doing. Move to that. The second way is called metabolic stress. You can search these up. I'm just gonna say them. Go to athleanx.com on YouTube. He literally, I get all my shit from him. Like search away 3 ways to build muscle right on YouTube, and I'm gonna say them too. Progressive overload, metabolic stress. Basically, like if you go up in a chin up position and then you hold, right, you feel that burning sensation. Or if you're doing a wall sit and you feel that burning sensation, that's metabolic stress, right? You're literally, I like you understand what I mean? Like you're just holding in that position. Like you do a wall sit, you feel your legs burn. If you hold a barbell like this, you feel your bicep burn, right? If you go into a push-up position and stay like this, you're gonna feel your tricep burn. That's metabolic stress, right? That kind of workout. The third is called eccentric damage. So this is concentric. This is eccentric, right? So basically, like the you have a heavy weight, right? So for example, for pull-ups, right, you go up, but then you focus on the eccentric, and you're up here, and then you go as slow as you can down. You squeeze the muscle as controlled as possible, right? And you go controlled as possible, controlled as possible on the way down. For push-ups, it's gonna be as slow as possible, and then on the way up you could go fast or you could go slow as well, but it's basically just that controlled motion, and make sure it's heavy. If it's light, it's not going to be as effective, so you're going to do it heavy. You're only going to do 2 or 3 reps maybe, but it's going to change. You're going to feel a lot sore, like you're going to feel a lot, basically you're going to feel it. What I'm saying, it's because you're changing the way you're training, and you can switch these up every workout, every week, every 2 weeks, every month, but no more than a month. Try to keep switching these up. That's basically all I have to say. So, full body workouts, that's what I do. 10 to 20 sets per week, right? Make sure you hit all these muscles, right? Make sure you do compound movements, right? For me, I do pull-ups, push-ups, squats, pistol, one leg squats. I'm gonna show you how to do that tomorrow. Bridges, deadlifts, like one leg deadlifts, stuff like that, because we're at home. You know, handstand push-ups to get your shoulder. It mimics the overhead press for the shoulders, right? Those compound movements. Make sure you do, even if you do just those every single day, 2 sets a day, every single day, I guarantee you your body's gonna change. You're gonna get leaner, you're gonna build, you're gonna get stronger. You can start with that. Then when you get more, when you get used to it over 2-3 weeks, even a month, right? You're really good. You're like, all right, I want to add more, right? And you can then add the isolation movements like the bicep curls, the tricep extensions, stuff like that, right? That's how I did. I went slow. I didn't put everything all at once, but it depends on you what you want to do. I'm just giving the advice. So that's basically all I have to say about that. So yeah.